Hi, everyone. Appreciate everyone coming. A little bit about this event. My name is Carly. I am a recruiter here at Attentive alongside Bridget. Dagger is also a recruiter. And then we do have a director of client support, Zane Janston, joining us as well, which is super exciting. And kind of just like an agenda for our call. What we're going to do is kind of tell you a little bit about Attentive at a high level, what we do, a bit about our product offering, and then kind of break it down specifically into the position itself, the client support specialist role, and then save time, of course, for any questions anyone might have. Happy to answer them best to our ability. If not, we can always follow up with an email if there's anything we need to follow up on, but I'm excited to kick this off.
Cool. Great. So thank you, Carly, for kicking us off. Like she mentioned, I'm Bridget. I am a recruiter on the team. I work directly with Carly on all of our entry-level positions here at Attentive. But our favorite, I would say, don't tell anyone else, is a client support specialist role. And we are lucky to also have Zane join us. He's the director of White Glove, who helps run this amazing team. So I have the lucky part of talking a little bit more about Attentive, why people are actually interested in this company before we kind of get into the more nitty-gritty of the role. So about Attentive, we really are text message first. So we're the best performing SMS marketing platform, and we're built for retail and e-commerce brands. So some numbers we're throwing at you. We're used by over 30% of the top 1,000 internet retailers, which is over 10 times as large as our competitors. So, really finding value within SMS as a marketing channel, and we'll kind of get into what that looks like for our clients and our consumers. So this is a little bit of a cheat sheet in terms of Attentive. So, some high level facts. We were founded by Twitter executives in 2016. Our CEO, Brian Long, he, found this company called Top Commerce that was acquired by Twitter, but always saw SMS and mobile messaging as a really viable marketing channel. So he kind of took the leap of faith, leaving, a really big tech company and starting his own again with Attentive in 2016. So we've been operating for over 5 years now, so half a decade, which is really exciting. We have over 1,000 full-time team members here, which is crazy to say. When I joined over a year and a half ago, we were just around 300. So it's definitely been a really fun time of hypergrowth. And we have members of the team located across all different time zones. We even have some people in Hawaii. And we recently announced that we're actually moving into new markets. So we're hiring employees in the UK and seeing how text message marketing in that channel is really growing. And we're lucky to be backed by a lot of top investors and brands. So, we have some big names like Cotu, Sequoia, Bain. They've been helping us run our seed rounds and funding rounds the past 3 years, which has been really great to see the capital behind such a great product. And like we mentioned, we work with over 5,000 of leading brands, and we send billions of messages a month, billions with a B. So it's a really high volume platform and sending a lot of text messages to some really loyal consumers. And then the last bullet is kind of a little bit of a pat on the back. We've been lucky enough to get a lot of great recognition from some really trusted and reliable, award platforms like Forbes. We also do Built in New York. We have a great culture. So we have a lot of different places that we've been highlighted, which has been really great to see. And, like I mentioned, we have a really great client base. So we've been proven by over 5,000 of our clients in leading brands. So some of our big name logos, I would say, are like Coach, Supergoop, Rainbow, all the ones that are mentioned on the slide. And, really big players in the e-com retail space have been trusting Attentive and using us as an SMS channel for multiple of years at this point. So we're lucky that we have really great and strong partnerships with these amazing clients. And then, when we think about our target audience, where are these text messages really going? And we have a really wide array of consumers that are really interested in text messaging. But when we're doing research and thinking about marketing in this channel, we're finding that consumers in general are getting really hard to reach. So the acquisition and retention of a consumer in the marketing space has gotten much harder. So when you kind of think of like the two prongs of advertising, we have like digital advertising. So think of like Facebook ads, pop-up ads when you go on websites. Those are kind of the places where that lives. And then also email marketing. So when you're checking out at a store and they ask for your email and ask you to opt into newsletters, or if you're online and signing up for 10%, that's another channel that people are being used to target marketing to. And we're finding over the past couple years, it's hard to acquire all these people, but also really hard to retain them. Opting out is, getting easier, compliance. So how do we really reach these consumers, but make it in a personal way that's interesting to them, that they want to stick away for the long haul? So how do we, as a company, as an SMS provider, how do we reach these consumers? So as a platform, we're really built for mobile. So we're lucky mobile accounts for nearly 3/4 of e-commerce sales. So we're seeing that people are consuming and buying products on their phone. Years ago, a lot of people were on desktops and using laptops, but now everything is at our fingertips. We have these small little computers that stick by us the whole time. So why not be able to buy household needs or clothes when you're doing it at your fingertips? So we've seen a very steady incline of consuming online, and we don't really see a difference of that kind of slowing anytime soon. And then messaging, as we've seen, is the most popular smartphone usage. So when you think about it, you wake up in the morning and your phone's charging beside you. What's the first thing that you open up? I always open up my text messages, regardless if it's like my mom saying good morning or a friend overnight asking me a question. I'm always checking that first, because it's kind of where I get my truth. All my data, all the questions, I'm always checking that text message app. It's the first thing. So it's really great that there's a specific channel that we can use to really go for people to make sure that they're, using the channel a lot, and finding a place that people are always consuming in that space. So messaging is really, really popular. And then easy and accessible. So 90% of consumers that we polled in an Attentive poll a couple of years ago want to sign up for these text messages. So you might be thinking, do people actually want to consume, marketing and branding from all these different clients? And the answer is yes. We found that people want personalized messages from brands that they really love and are interested in getting updates from. And the people that we polled already are doing it. So, even though it's a pretty new channel in terms of marketing and consuming, we found that people are really interested in learning more about it and have already, had some interaction with it at some point in their marketing journey. So, mobile phones, as a lot of people probably know, hold a lot of data. I mean, there are a lot of ways mobile phones really are kind of a person's identity. So, in terms of accuracy, most consumers have just one mobile phone number. There are people that might have multiple phones, but there's usually just one that they're using to, check text messages, go on Facebook, emails, shop online. It's one place. And that also is pretty constant. So consumers rarely change their mobile phone number. I know when I got my first flip phone, I think around 13 years ago, I've had the same exact number since, and I probably had the same number as long as phones are around, which will probably be my whole lifetime. So I don't see that changing. So everything I have tied to everything I've set up online, any time where they ask my phone number, it will be the same. So it's a kind of a way that they can always, keep tabs on me and make sure that, what I'm doing is tied to a specific number. And smartphones are really a personal device. So you're rarely sharing it with someone else. It's not like a laptop that might be a family laptop, or an iPad that you might share with your siblings. It's something that's really specific to you as a person. So what you're doing on it is really what you're consuming, and your behaviors are kind of reflected within that. And as we know, always on, we're always using our phones. We're rarely turning them off. It's kind of a place that is really constant for us. So, we're always looking into something, and with that, that's going to be, followed with us. So it's definitely a lot of those features really show that what we're doing within our mobile phones is a kind of a reflection of who we are as people and what we're really interested in. Okay, cool. And SMS on the consumer side, it can deliver what they're looking for. So if people are looking for something that's built for mobile, easy and accessible, we have like consent required. So a lot of people are like, well, think about spammy phone calls and text messages. Our platform is highly compliant. So we always make sure that people know they're signing up for the text messages that we're sending. And then if it comes to the rare occasion where someone doesn't, consent to signing up, we have a really easy opt-out feature that's monitored by people here at Attentive. So we definitely have outs on every single way. So we don't want people to feel roped in or that it's like a spammy side. We're just here to kind of deliver information to you from brands that you know and love. And then personalization is obviously huge. If you think about going to Times Square and you see all these billboards around you, none of these billboards have anything to do with what you want to consume, what you're interested in. They're really just there for a mass audience. But these text messages are going towards you and what you're really interested in. So it's definitely another layer of personalization that makes it a lot more easy to interact with, which has been great to see. And like we said, way more interactive. You can click on links, you can see GIFs. It's an easy way to kind of just really connect to the brand that's sending you these text messages. And then on the brand side, we're lucky that this platform just really works. We found really high engagement in terms of sending text messages and showing a great return on investment for our clients. So we have a 99% message open rate that kind of just goes into people always being in the text message app, making sure that text messages are always read, and then a 30% click-through rate, which is higher than our counterparts within email marketing. So we've seen great return on investment and great stats from our clients we work with. So it's a really great relationship in terms of have a platform that consumers really like. They're interested in getting text messages. And then we have a lot of brands and clients that are interested in sending them out. So we're lucky we can be that partner to both of them. Okay, so I spoke a lot. Hopefully that's a little bit more understanding in terms of what we are as a company and who we are. So I am happy to send it over to Zane, who will kind of get into the fun part, talking about the client support specialist role.
Thank you, Bridget. So now it's my turn to talk a whole lot. So I'll start off by introducing myself. My name is Zane Janston. I'm based out of Boulder, Colorado, and I'm the director of support here at Attentive. I'll go over a little bit more about the functionality of the team, who all is in it, how big of a team it is in a little bit. But first, let's talk a little bit about the role itself, what it is, and why it exists. So for more about the role, let's talk a bit about the background. So the customer support role is the entry-level role into the client strategy department as a whole. Now, client strategy is our everything post-sales that we do with our customers. We maintain all of our client relationships. We encourage them to continue spending with us. We keep them on the platform, we keep them engaged, and we keep them succeeding. And that is one of the big things that I really want to call out, is that inside of Attentive, we maintain a really good quality of interaction with all of our customers. We have client strategy managers that exists for every single one of our client accounts, no matter the size of that account, so that everyone has a strategy manager they can reach out to for any questions about how they should continue their accounts, what they should focus on, where they should grow, and really just maintaining engaged with the platform. However, those individuals won't be accessible, won't be available at any point in time if that person has a question. And that's where the customer support team comes in. We offer one-on-one service and advice, guidance, technical support, everything for every single one of our customers, 24/7 at this point in time. And we are very hands-on with all of our customers. Not only are we providing educational support, making sure they understand how to use the platform, but we will often jump in, help them out with complex tasks, help them out getting things set up. And because of that, our team has been dubbed the White Glove Support Team. And that name is not going anywhere because it is our email alias for people to actually reach out to us. But yeah, if you want to go to the next slide, our team vision, this is something that we really pride ourselves in, is that we want to deliver the fastest, easiest, highest quality resolutions in the industry and provide personalized and well-defined service and act as a proactive and key partner in the business. And just to touch on this a little bit more, some of the things that I really want to call out about our team is right now we are maintaining over a 99% satisfaction rate with our customers based on our interactions. We send surveys out after every single interaction we have with customer, and we are at 99% satisfaction with our customers. We also respond to customers very quickly. If any of you have ever waited for 4 hours on hold with Delta Airlines, which I recently did, you know the value of quick service. Inside of our chats, our average response time is 40 seconds at this point in time. And inside of email, our average response time is, I believe, 17 minutes. So we are very quick, and we also are very good. And we are really priding ourselves in creating one of the most capable, knowledgeable, and helpful support teams inside of our industry. And we'll talk a little bit more about the competencies there in a little bit. So let's go and touch on the day-to-day workflow that exists inside of the team. So the support role itself is primarily focused on these three kind of different tasks and responsibilities. And with that, resolving tickets inside of our Zendesk instance is the vast majority of that. So tickets are all of our interactions that we have with our customers. They can exist either via email, via chat, any kind of direct outreach that we have with our customers. We utilize the Zendesk platform to facilitate all of these interactions. But every individual inside of the team is responsible for interacting with customers on a regular basis. And that is the core element of this job. About 90% of your time would be spent working through tickets, talking with customers, interacting with them, and making sure that you are resolving their issues. Project work, however, is something that we are very proud of, and plus one responsibilities as well, but I'll touch a bit more on that in a second. But with project work specifically, we really want the people in the team to be able to grow and work with other departments inside of the company, other teams, really expand your influence and learn from others inside of the company at the same time. When you are interacting with customers inside of your Zendesk tickets on the day-to-day, you will develop an incredibly strong understanding of the platform, of how we interact with our customers, and of the issues that our customers are facing. Project work, we are always open to feedback from individuals in the team, and we're always trying to identify different tasks, responsibilities, things that we can do to improve both our operational processes, our individual CSS's experiences, as well as opportunities for our clients. So project works usually exists in order to try to find issues that we have identified in our ticket work and figuring out how we can make that more scalable, more streamlined, more efficient, and usually we are the individuals that are called on to provide this feedback to different teams and give them the guidance from the customers. Our plus one responsibilities exist really to maintain the functionality of the team itself. I'll go over the team itself, but we're a team now of almost 50 people, maybe even more than 50. I haven't counted recently, but we are a very large team. There's a lot of day-to-day operations that is involved in keeping the team running. And plus one responsibilities exist to make sure our documentation is up to date, make sure that meetings have full notes being taken about it and that those are transparent and delivered to everybody inside of the team. And also that we are facilitating quality assurance resources internally to make sure that we are holding ourselves accountable to the high quality work that we expect. And next slide is going to show some of the platforms that you would be working with inside of this team. So Slack is a constant and Zoom is a constant at Attentive as a whole. That's not unique to our team. Because of the remote nature of Attentive, Slack and Zoom are your lifeblood. You will be utilizing both every single day to communicate. It is our main use of communication, and we try to make sure that we are having very active communication with everybody in the team at every point in time. Zendesk is the main tool that you will be utilizing on the day-to-day. Zendesk is how we interact with our customers. It is how we track all of our interactions with our customers, and it is where you will log in and log out on the regular to constitute your workday. Salesforce is our CRM that just maintains all of our client information all at once. So that is the company standard. And we integrate most information from Salesforce into Zendesk, so you don't need to look into it. But anytime you're going to be interacting with another team, especially the sales team or the customer success managers or the implementation team who are kind of like introducing clients to the CSM experience, you would be interacting inside of Salesforce because that's where all that information is tracked. All right. Now that we've talked a little bit about kind of what the day-to-day of the role is, let's talk about kind of our main competencies, the main qualities that we are looking for inside of the team. So inside of all of our interactions with our customers, we really want to focus on three things because these at a high level are everything that we care about inside of a customer interaction. And that's communication, problem identification, and resolution delivery. Each of these is very important inside of a support interaction. And if even one of these pillars does not exist, that ticket is now going to be a very poor interaction for the customer. So for communication, we are really looking for people who are open about asking questions with our customers. Every single time somebody reaches out to us, the majority of the time, people don't really know what their issue is. They're relatively confused about our platform. They'll ask questions. They'll use buzzwords they've heard from different advertising platforms, but they really don't know how it fits in with our system. So communication is really key in order to create a positive customer experience, interact with people, and really kind of like dig into the root of the issue, which is problem identification. And that is figuring out what the actual problem is that the customer is trying to deal with. The majority of the time, as I said before, people reach out and they'll say, this isn't working. And it's our job to try to figure out what isn't working, why it's a problem, and what the customer really needs in order to be successful. So every single interaction that we really stress with the team is to dig into what the actual problem is first before we even try to figure out how to resolve it for our customer. Excuse me. Oftentimes it's very easy, but many times that's not the case. And also, as our company is continuing to expand, we are now working with more and more companies and more individuals who are not marketing professionals. With the large clients that we had early on, especially almost exclusively, we had so many marketing professionals we were working with. They knew exactly how to utilize a platform. They knew all the correct terminology, and it was a really simple interaction. Now we're working with small CEOs of startups and small companies, and this is their foray into marketing. And they don't really know what to ask for or how to ask for it. So really being able to ask those clarifying questions, really understand where the client is coming for so that we can help them. And that is very important. And resolution delivery is, of course, any interaction where somebody is reaching out to us for something. We need to provide. We need to both give them the educational resources so they know how to interact with that in the future, as well as helping them out in the short term. So every resolution that we have for a customer usually needs to have both of those. We need to help them out with their immediate problem, and we need to educate them to make sure that they don't have that problem again, so that they know how to do it themselves and they don't have to reach out to us. And because of this, inside of our team, we're really stressing education inside of our customers. We're really building up those client relationships so that we can help them grow as well as succeed on the platform. And it really is building up a lot of skills inside of our team, both technically to have a very strong understanding of the platform, as well as operationally so that you can work with these customers. And that's one of the reasons, two of the most common kind of like routes inside of our team for people to grow into new roles is either moving into a client success manager role to have more interactions with customers directly, or more operational technical support and technical integrations. You are learning both inside of this role, which is one of the things that I love about this role. It really is dual approached in all of that. Now, as for the makeup of the team itself, as I said before, I am the director. The VP of Client Strategy is my boss, Benton. He oversees the entirety of the organization, and myself and the other managers on the team. There's three of us, and we really oversee the day-to-day operations, and we manage the individuals inside of the team. The team leads exist inside of our team who are all promoted from ICs inside of the team, and we have 5 of them currently. And they are really in charge of escalations of questions, ensuring that our quality is up to our standards, doing QA, and really managing day-to-day questions, issues, concerns, or complex interactions with customers that need to be escalated. Now, our ICs, I believe we have 41 39, something around there. I can't remember. I manage 8. I know 8 of them very well. But our ICs exist inside of the team, and they're doing the day-to-day interactions with our customers, making sure that they're helping them out with the platform and escalating anything that needs to be looked into to their team leads. But that is the team as a whole. And I believe we probably have some questions now. If we want, I can jump over to those.
Awesome. I got a few questions in the chat box. I responded directly, but can also answer. There were just general questions about different career opportunities. So we can send out a link to our career page for people to browse and see, what opportunities. And then I also received a question about remote work. So we are a remote first company. So you can work remotely anywhere within the United States, whether that be Hawaii or Maine or Oklahoma. You do have that flexibility. And then we also have an office in New York City that people can go to as little or as much as they'd like. So those are the questions we've fielded so far. If anyone has any, specific questions related to the role, I'm happy to send that over to Zane or answer them to the best of my ability. And then I know we also got a few questions submitted beforehand that I can kind of sort through too. What would you say are the most important skills a candidate should have today, from technical skills to soft skills, to be successful in this role?
Yeah, totally. So from a technical skill perspective, there's really nothing that we are expecting kind of when somebody is joining into this team. What we're really looking for are people who are able to learn fast, are able to understand kind of like technical platforms. So anytime that you have used an online or a web platform or a technical tool and you have learned how to utilize it, that's really the skills that we are looking for. This is an entry-level role, so we're not expecting anyone to have a background in or a giant extensive experience inside of digital marketing, although any digital marketing experience you have is definitely a plus. But really, we're looking for somebody who's quick to pick up on technical skills and technical challenges. And one of the soft skills that I would really like to stress is one of the things that I look for most inside of somebody applying for this role is somebody who is able to dig into a root of a problem and really understand what the core problem is. Very often when clients reach out to us, they'll have an issue and we can solve that issue for them very quickly. Like, oh, refresh your page, clear your cookies, do this workaround. All these different things are often really easy ways to just solve a simple issue for a client very quickly. But that doesn't really solve that root problem. What caused their issue to begin with? How can we figure out what is causing that interaction to fail for them so that we can fix it so they don't have to reach out again? And also, even with that, anytime something is affecting one customer, it's going to affect all of our customers. So we need to figure out how, if there is a problem inside of our platform that's causing issues for our clients, we need to figure out what it is so that we can escalate it. It can be looked into, and then we never have to deal with that issue or interaction ever again inside of our team.
Perfect. And then I guess a question for Bridget, maybe you'd be able to speak to this, but what does diversity and inclusion look like at Attentive?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's something that as a company, we're always trying to really highlight and make very important to us. So we've have a really great ERG community. So ERG stands for Employee Resource Groups, called Awake. That's kind of our umbrella team of it. And then from there, we have a lot of ERGs that kind of go into that. So kind of what an ERG is, it's basically an interest group that is run specifically by employees here. So we have, I think, around 13 to 14 right now, and they span, all different interests, groups. So we have, one of our favorite ones I love to highlight is The Village, which is a parent and caretaker ERG. And what they do is they put on a lot of different events and speaker series, and also are spaces for people to kind of learn about each other and also learn about what the main missions of the group actually are, which is really great. With any specific holidays or months that come up, there are different events that they put on. They have backing from Attentive, which is really great. There's money that comes from the company that goes to kind of build it out and make sure that they have funding for these great events so that the whole company can really learning and grow from it. And they also have, leadership buying into the groups as well. So we've had policy changes from ERGs. We've had people, really expand different things within our events team and people team to really make sure that Attentive stays an employee first culture. So that's kind of just one of the ways that we really highlight D&I here at Attentive, which has been a really cool way to see it grow.
Awesome. And then one more question, and unless anyone else wants to type in or jump on the camera, we can kind of close off with this. But Zane, what is your favorite part about working at Attentive and why?
I have two answers because I feel like the first answer is a cop-out. But the people is always my first answer. I feel like we really have a really wonderful and accepting and really great team here at Attentive, especially inside of support. And been here for a year and a half now, and it's just a really wonderful team to work with on the day-to-day. All my interactions, I mean, not all, I've had a couple bad interactions, but almost all my interactions are positive. And also we as a company are just working towards just really creating a great community. That being said, my actual answer, that's not that cop-out answer, is I really like the challenges that we face at Attentive on a day-to-day. The advertising and marketing industry is so quick moving, primarily because we need to keep up with the trends. We need to keep up with what is working inside of the world, as well as what marketers want. And because of that, we are constantly pivoting, constantly learning new things. So this is not a boring job in any way, shape, or form. You will be learning huge amounts about kind of like our platform. We roll out new features into our platform every 2 weeks, and you are perpetually going to be kind of like updating your knowledge and talking with customers about completely different things. The way that this company looks compared to when I started a year and a half ago is completely different. And it wasn't just one giant change. It's just hundreds upon hundreds of small changes every couple of weeks.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, appreciate you answering that question, Bridget, and Zane also for speaking about Attentive and the client support specialist role. If anyone has any questions, feel free to either email our alias, University Recruiting at Attentive Mobile. We have a Way Up profile that is super engaging and interactive. We'll have a lot of different resources for you to learn more about us and open positions here. And yeah, it was nice chatting with everyone. Thank you.